Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night, Twitch chat, and welcome back to Let Us Play. I'm your host, Father Evan. It's so good to be back with y'all. I am glad I went on the retreat with my community last week. We had a great, fruitful time, good time to decompress from the ordination, which itself was beautiful. But yeah, just kind of a nice, quiet time. I was out on the Jersey Shore, so got some beach time, which was nice. Have already refunded the meat points. Well, that also works. But yeah, thank you so much, y'all, to being here. It's good to see you. Step Zero, Gail, MT Jacob. I always want to say Jacoba. I know that's wrong, but I want to give a thank you and a shout out first. Thank you to Cautious Stand H for the follow. Hey Philly for the follow. Abandon __ follow. And Mel T Gray for the follow. Welcome. Thank you so much to all y'all for the follows. Welcome to the channel. So today we're going to be diving back into some magic, and I love this old magic. This Magic the Gathering Shandalar. This game is like if you don't know magic, you'll just be like, what's so weird or different about it? But if you know magic now, you're like, these rules don't make any sense. And then also just the game is weird. So, how's everyone doing? Everyone have a good Memorial Day weekend? What quest do they want to give us? I will reward you with 2 blue amulets for defeating a Tusk Guardian. Yeah, we'll accept that quest. Okay. No, I don't want to quit. No. Okay, there we go. Map. So I think we just freed something. You played more chances than R and cleared through the warriors. Nice. Need to isolate that swoop sound and make use of it somehow. It's a terrible sound effect, and I'm here for it. I'm sure we can figure something out. I think we're supposed to be going to the Unicorn Sanctum because it's highlighted in blue. You made cinnamon buns and nacho sauce with gnocchi. Ooh, sounds tasty. Uh-oh, Jacob, are you sure you want to be timed out? Second time you refunded it. Okay, let's go up this way. We're keeping an eye out for a Tusk Guardian. Meantime, these are always good. Yeah, you sure? All right, we'll have a good study time, work time. I don't know what. It's bechamel with potted shrimp and cream added. So good. Ooh. Cursed Land. Oh, okay, that's interesting. What's this fort thing? Is this a... I'm getting distracted already. Wait, there's Tusk Guardian. Ooh, black amulet for any enchantment. Honestly, Animate Dead's not bad. I'm gonna pick one up. Sword of Resistance. Get it at Crag Bazaar. Come here, Tusk Guardian. Come here. Those who enter the domain of the mighty white wizard must pay for the privilege. 1990 video games graphics. Oh, this was some peak graphics too. Nothing but the finest. Oh, they won. Oh, they're choosing to draw first. You fool. We're a mono red deck. Mountain Mox? Wait, we don't have any creatures. Dang it, I should have played the factory. Timberwolves. Ooh, actually, real talk though, I think I'm going to Wheel of Fortune here. Because I don't really care about... Okay, Savannah Lion Forest, Divine Transformation, Birds Paradise Forest, Timberwolves. That was a pretty good hit. That was a pretty good hit. What kind of control player would choose to draw first? Most, I think? Holy strength. Wait. What else did I do? Giant growth. Okay. Am I really just going to play a Herloon Minotaur and call it a day? So I could play a mountain and play out the ball lightning, but that's not great. I think what I'm going to do... So I think I'm going to play the Herloon Minotaur, play out the strip mine, and I'm going to strip their forest. Because they had a couple in their hand, and just thinking what else they might have. Oh, they have another one. Okay. Banding? 2/3 vanilla for 3, unplayable even in draft. Yeah, welcome to Scope Creep. This is actually a really good card in this era. Black Vice is only 1. Problem is I can't even use Ball Lightning because they have first strikers. Yeah, I'll just put Giant Strength on my Herloon Minotaur. This art with a Shakespeare quote. I don't feel like attacking here. Don't have enough to animate the factory. Oh yeah, we got Mana Crypt last time. That's pretty awesome. Bolt that bird. I wish I could. That would require a bolt. Okay, I suppose I could fissure something. What do I feel like fissuring? Honestly, I'm kind of thinking this Tundra Wolves. And trying to crack in. I may as well do that because I have the mana. There, I bolted the bird with my Minotaur. All right, heads. It's always heads. Is this? Oh, Blake, this is some old school magic. Yeah, never didn't have it. Now's actually probably a pretty good time to play Ball Lightning, honestly, because that's tapped down. May as well play the Ornithopter. It's always heads. It's always heads for the Mana Crypt. I hate it. Oh, you're gonna learn to love it because this is some powerful magic here. Well, yeah, the game has changed step 0. The stack has been invented. I mean, oh, we actually have to be careful here because mana burn's a thing. Hey, welcome back to Twitch. Hey, thank you, Happy Cynic. Good to see you. Okay, War Mammoth. I think Well... Ooh, this could get awkward. No, we have the Mistress Factory. Everything will be fine. See, we were fine. Oh, and we can just bolt them. Change to assembly worker. Oh wait, I'll just bolt the mammoth. Also, apparently, Remind made Kingdom Hearts 3 a lot better. No, not in my opinion. I mean, I think it's it does some interesting things. Whoa! Texture not done loading. Okay, so we could get a clue for an ancestral recall, which is pretty cool, but I kind of want just a second strip mine, to be honest. I'm just gonna take the cards. Yeah, it should have been the base game. I think it had some interesting stuff for the story, but like... Yeah, it does give context, but we should have had that context from the get-go. Okay, strip mine goes in. What? No, I didn't want to remove all my mountains. Oh, they just moved. Okay. It does have silliness, and it does have fun fights. I'll give... Not all of them are amazing. Some of them are just retreads. But I actually really did enjoy, like, the first fight of Remind. No, I don't want to fight another Tusk Guardian. That's okay. What? I didn't even get to see what that was. You want context in a Kingdom Hearts game? Next to people telling you want groceries in one bag, don't want it to be too heavy. I mean, copy artifact is good, but I'm not really an artifact deck, so I think I'm going to leave quietly. No! Spoiler, Sora will never become a Keyblade Master. Only Riku did. Well, that actually still makes me salty, is that he did the thing. He did the whole awakening thing. He passed his test. Make him a master. Come on. I think I'm just going to save both bolts because I will probably just get to a point where I can Bird Maiden, bolt, and win. Hey, Britt. It's good to see you. Time off was good. It was a... dang it. Okay. So in Modern Magic, if you saw this, you might go, oh, bolt in response. Nope. Because everything goes on the chain in the batch and will be resolved simultaneously, so it won't change anything. Oh, there's a fully made modded 358/2. Sweet. I plan to play that. I just have a copy, so I just play it sometimes. It will be coming up on... So we're right now we're doing KOTOR. Once we're done with KOTOR, we're actually going to be doing 358/2 days on the stream. So keep an eye out for that. A war mammoth? Kate Walker, we cannot get the mammoth. Two birds of paradise. What's it like living in Richville over there? Okay, so they're not blocking. Oh, they did block. Ah! That was a waste of mana. I thought they hadn't blocked. Let's play out a Herloon. A modded form of melon. Oh my jeepers, this looks old. It is old. Gonna hold up this bolt. If they don't do anything. Oh. I was like, oh, just. I'll bolt, I'll bolt them. And we win. Yeah, it was a good Memorial Day weekend. I mostly just took it to chill. How old? This is, I think it came out in 97. So, 27 years old? Yes, give me the clue about Berserk and Fork. Okay, where are we? Okay, we need to go left now. No, get away. Get away. No. No. No, no, no. No, 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 no. Gonna save. That moment when it's older than me. Yep. I will fight you, blue merfolk Tom. Oh, you only have 6 health? 2 bolts and you're done. Yeah, I'll play first. Mountain, Ruby, Ornithopter, Immolation. Respect your elders and all that. Get off my lawn. Time is a millstone which will wear down all. That sounds very edgelord, honestly, Gale. Lord of Atlantis, this is unfair. X is 2 so far, that's perfect. We're gonna bolt that. That's my first decree as old person in chat. Get off my lawn. Is Nanakit here? I think Nanakit will have everyone beat there. Okay, what did you do? You turned my mountain into a mountain. Okay. Anyway, Wheel of Fortune. 2 sea serpents, a pirate ship, island fish, Jasconius. I think I made the right choice. Black Vice. What? I was not prepared for the unsummon right there. They turned it into a forest so their life tap can do a thing. Sure is some magic all up in here. Anyway, have a ball lightning. We saved them! I think Yenza is older than you, Step Zero. Look how happy they are. Especially him. This is a big... What is this game? Oh, we need to go to Celestine Spire. You see how it's highlighted in red? That means the red wizard has taken control of it. Who did we save? Everyone. The people of Unicorn Sanctum. Let's see what they have for sale. Not edit deck. Buy cards. Inquest. Ooh, defeat a witch and get any fast effect. Find ball lightning interesting that it becomes destroyed rather than sacrificed at the end of turn. I think it's errata to be sacrifice it now, but you know, this was early days. This is pretty good. I think we'll try to defeat this witch. How are we on food? We are way low on food. Let's buy some food. Nope. You know what, let's sell some cards. Yeah, you can sell Ashnod's armor. Not gonna... Animate Wall's worth 60? What is this? How did I get auto-modded twice? I don't know. Auto-modded is weird. Barred Ball Lightning has Trample, Haste, and Sacrifice beginning events up. Yeah, that's what this Ball Lightning does. You know what? I don't like Colossus of Sardia. How many? 3. I don't know, 7? Can I sell you 7 even if I don't have 7? Dingus Egg! Selling Dingus Egg. Why is Kobold Overlord 205? It's an 01. This game. I wouldn't mind being able to run Whimsy at some point, because that's an exclusive to this. Don't sell egg! Too late, I've sold egg. Buy some more food. And now we vamoose. Is that a witch? I don't know if that's a witch. No, that's a Mind Stealer. Yeah, no. I'm just gonna pay you to go away. It's not a word that starts with SH and ends with T for Automod. What, the shirt? I think it's snake because, like, to call someone a snake, I guess, is the idea. I don't know. What? I didn't want to duel it? Oh, whatever. We're dueling them now. Thought I clicked not. Well, that's... I think you meant wrench, Yenza. Wrench. Oh, we are in trouble. We're not in that much trouble. I can disintegrate that next turn. I did not mean wrench. I was testing. Honestly, I think just fissure this battering ram and swing with my hill giant. And next turn, wheel. Whoa. Does this game have Black Lotus? Boy, howdy does it. You can have 4 Black Lotus in your deck in this game. I was not prepared for eye for an eye. Yeah, Herloon absolutely blocks. Oh no, they buffed it for a turn. Oh, golly gee. Hey, you can't have Crusade. That card's banned. Anyway, I have a lightning bolt to the face. Yeah! I found cards! Wait. Are you a witch? You're a witch! No, Will-o'-the-Wisp! Well, at least they can't regenerate it. Yo, Doppelgang! Yeah, this is a pretty good card. Throne of Boon. Your Throne of Bone does nothing! I think I'm gonna take the Lich. Just cuz. Okay, we need to go back to Unicorn Sanctum now. No! Necromancer had no land and is choosing to take a mulligan. What do we have? Lightning Bolt, Earth Elemental, Strip Mine, Disintegrate, Immolation, Fissure, Ball Lightning. I think we're going to take the mulligan too, because we have no mountain. If we had a mountain, I would absolutely keep that hand. Get that out of there. Starting with a card in play, that's cheating. Gross. I think I just hit it with an immolation, though. Ogwraith. Swamp Walk, well, that's not going to help them. As per usual, get a half lurk by lurk. Okay, that's all good. Thank you for the lurk. That's fine by me. If they want to trade those two things. I like how the new Ogwraith with different art changed the art of the one in the graveyard. It's one of my favorite little things in this. In this silly little game. Is the art is so wildly inconsistent. Okay, this has to be their last Bog Wraith. They're not allowed anymore. Sure would love to stop drawing land. Uh-oh. That is actually a problem. That is giving them Swamp Walk. Let's 1, 2. So if I swing with both Minotaurs, I still don't get in for quite enough. So I think I'm going to hold back just one more turn for now. Zombie Master. Yeah, I would like to assign my blockers. I wanted to assign my blockers! Game! Oh well. I'm trying to click to travel around and then these news flashes pop up. Okay, where am I? Okay, I need to go up and to the left a little bit because we need to turn in this quest. Ah, the joys of pre-modern games. Give me a riddle. Which of these is one white and one colorless cast? White mana battery, rainbow knights, prismatic dragons, circle of protection. I think it's circle of protection. Yep. Ah! Oh, I think I just paid the Nether Fiend. Well, you know, here we are. I have all the lightning bolts I want for now. Maybe another fissure? Yeah. Gonna take the Brood out. I know it just won us a game, but we're looking for... There's a big monkey we want to find. Old Civilization games, especially Sid Meier's. I think that's definitely what they had in mind. What kind of quest do you have? With white cards. No, I'm not a white deck. To release World Magic Fruit of Sustenance from Crag Spire, you must pay 250 gold. In forests, you gain more food than you can eat. Yes? That sounds good. Feed Archangel, any enchantment? No. Ooh, risk one white amulet to reach a city under siege. That is actually very good. Because that lets us kind of teleport. Maybe. It's... Alpha Centauri is probably still the best Civ game. Generally disappointed by the newest? Oh. I haven't played any of the newer ones, so... No, you and your horse can leave me. No, leave me alone. No, I'm going for a stroll through the countryside. Thank you. Honestly, two-eyed amulet's not terrible, considering that would get us to where we're trying to go. I need to sell some stuff to buy more food. I'm running low on food. That should be enough to buy us decent amount of food for now. And okay, we need to get there to Celestine Spire. Because right now it's being blocked off, and that's making us lose a whole life point. Green Guardian. That's a... Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna grab that, because that's a way to slow things down. Okay, we actually have to duel this paladin. We can't just answer their riddle to beat the quest, which is unfortunate. I'm not going to play out Mana Crypt right now, because I wouldn't have anything to cast with it, and it's just potentially going to hurt us. Okay, the fact that they have done nothing for several turns in a row is quite nice. Now I'll play out Mana Crypt, because then I can play out the Earth Elemental. Red Ward? Oh, that's gonna make my... They did that to make my enchantment fall off. That's actually really clever. However, I'll just put Immolation on my Earth Elemental. And we'll win that way. Ooh, Riptide. Andor's Village. Right there. Great. This should give us... So now if we press 5... Where are we? That barely moved us. They aren't kidding when they say risk using an amulet. What? Okay. No, not a lightning bolt. I need that. I think I honestly need to... Well, I'm not really under a ton of pressure right now, so... I was like, do I need to Mana Crypt that? Oh, I should have Mana Crypt... Or Mana Crypt. And Healing Salve? Okay. Weird choice, but okay. So I think, yeah, if I disintegrate, yeah, let's disintegrate for 3. It's always heads. Just don't lose. Forehead. Never didn't have it. Ball lightning doesn't quite just win the game, but it's pretty darn close. Because they go to 1. Misa Pegasus. Oh, shoot. But this is still fine because we can just... Oh my goodness, the game almost made me mana burn. Well, it did make me mana burn, but it almost killed me with mana burn. Green amulets, not really interested. My cards, not really interested. Oh, forced. Black Wizard sends a warlock to attack Cornwall Temple. Okay. I just found a Black Lotus under my shoe. How's your day going? They took half my gold, but Black Lotus? Like, they took 30 gold for a Black Lotus. Oh no, this is one of those dumb Black Lotuses where it's only for the next fight you're in. Oh, nope, there it is. Never mind. Black Lotus. Good job, team. Good job. Oh. We're just so good. Can't take Play Statue out. Actually, I'm going to take Ornithopter out. It's not doing a lot. And I think I'll take Play Statue out. We're going to save. Because now that we have a Black Lotus. Okay. What? Hordwall Temple's all the way up there. Okay, so we need to go to Celestine Spire. We're pretty close. Yeah, whatever. I just got a Black Lotus. I don't care what else you're going to offer me. I have a Black Lotus. Ah, Giant Dragon. Fine. 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 It's fine. It's fine. I have a Black Lotus. It was not fine. Here comes old Sargon. Hey, Duke. Good to see ya. Zephyr fell. Well, it's everyone's favorite game show. Wait, you can't have a Mox Ruby. I have a Mox Ruby. Ouch. Tell you what we're gonna do. Yeah, bird is very large. We're gonna do this because I bet they're gonna block. Called it. I'll take that. And then I'm gonna destroy that island. Dancing scimitar. Oh, hey, Duke, did you see the pictures I posted on the Game of Favorites Minecraft channel? Let's put fire breathing on the bird maiden. It looks epic. Oh, thank you. Oh, this is Etro. Hey, Mel Tigre, welcome to the channel. Thank you for the follow. Glad to have you here. Yeah, this is some peak 1997 computational mathematic wizardry. That is not what I was expecting. That is unfortunate, but not the end of the world. You're just not sure if you want to build it. I will admit that building it has been a project. You're waiting for Mavis Beak to teach you how to type well. You know, just don't tell the teacher that this is what we're doing. Do I immolate one of these ornithopters? I think I do, just because they're obnoxious blockers. Giant strength. Yes, yes. Draw your card. Okay. How much can I pump this bird for right now? I think I have to... Don't worry, your secret's safe with me. Oh, good. I think, unfortunately... I have to play a mountain, and I just have to hold this back so I can block this, and they'll have to trade. Because otherwise I just lose. Now, like, even this, there's not necessarily a guarantee that I win. Although they didn't attack. You remind me of secretly playing Flash games in computer lab. Ooh. There's a memory. Excuse... Hello? There we go. Ooh, a lightning bolt. That's good. I will play strip, even though I don't think it's super useful. Although, I'm going to strip this island, because then they're cut on blue. I'm going to hold this back. See, this is why we do this. So we bolt that ornithopter. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Unfortunately, we won't have enough to make the Fire Maiden take out the Dancing Scimitar. And that is game. Oh no, Eternal Warrior. Ah, no, I really had that card. It sure was a card in my deck. They will play first. Okay. You start with a Banalish hero? This is cheating, chat. This is cheating. Banding and banding. Yeah, I kind of don't like this hand. I want a mulligan. I'm gonna lose this game or this match. All to Mana Crypt. I suppose those who live by the sword die by the sword, after all. What did I say? So I can bolt them for 3 and disintegrate them for, I guess, 3. Takes them to 2. It's not great. Okay. Oh, right. Welcome to banding. You can tell which side is going to land on by the first animation. Yeah. I once opened a Mana Crypt in a draft. It was kind of bonkers. Can take him to 7. Or that. Ah. We've saved Squidman in his town. Hey, Squirrel Twitch. Welcome back for the 8-month resub. Gonna be a lurk kind of streams to eating, but I figured you'd go ahead do the Twitch sub thing. Well, thank you very much. Thank you for supporting the channel. John's Bronze Tablet. What's your quest? Enchantments? No. But you may notice, though, our Ankh is still at... Ah, run, 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 run! I didn't want to fight you. Our Ankh is still at 12, even after saving that town. So we've lost the mana link there. Oh. Okay. Well, at least we can cast Black Vice, so that's something. We're in danger. Okay, Black Lotus is pretty real here. What do we do with it, though? Do we just get a Herloon Minotaur? That can't possibly be right. I guess we could immolate the Black Knight and get a Herloon Minotaur. The other shadow. Man, when we get our, when we actually get a mountain, I'm not gonna be able to do a whole lot. But we'll get there. I'm gonna put this on the Minotaur because I can. And one day I can take out these graders. Okay, that's decent. Honestly, I think Wheel of Fortune's probably the better choice right now, because then we could get another land. Cormuspell, Lord of the Pit. Cormuspell, Lord of the Pit. Lord of the Pit. We made them get rid of... Oh no. That shouldn't be in here. Huh. It's an interesting card. Do I just bolt them? I suppose I swing in. I can start putting some pressure on. Or, no, I'll hold back one more turn. Okay. Let's bolt the Graders. And let's block another shadow. Oh, I didn't want to activate that. I don't know why that did that. Uh-oh, the hive. That's actually a problem. Wait. Why are you doing that? It has summoning sickness. I guess they can block with it is the idea. But like, this is fine, because then these trade, this dies. Another the hive. This is still fine, because they only have one blocker. I suspect the AI behind the opponent just isn't particularly clever. You're entirely right. Ooh, Time Walk and Time Vault? How is the patronage of saints chosen? Well, it can vary, depending on the saint, and like some of it's stuff they did in their life. Some of it is, intercessions, tied to intercessions later in life, or, you know, after they're dead. Anyway, we're at 39 cards. We need to add one. What's this rock hydra? I don't love it. Gonna put clay statue back in. Not particularly thrilled about it, but you know what? You're getting more value out of this than I did with Diablo 4. I have not heard great things about Diablo 4. But I get a lot of enjoyment out of this. I thoroughly enjoy this game and all of its weirdness. Good. Teleport me. What? I wanted to... Oh, it teleported me right to the Warlock. Oh, this is not... Our ante is our mana crypt? I don't want to ante my mana crypt. Guess I have to. Oh, they only have 8 life. Psh. Curious, but while some seem self-evident, Patrick in Ireland. Yeah, there's not really an official process. It's not like there's an office in the Vatican with paperwork. And it's like, well, this is the saint of the day. What patronage are we going to give him? It develops from their cult, which sounds weird, but, you know, that is the technical term for it. Last Blizzard game that I enjoyed was Heroes of the Storm. I never played that. Hippie P. Hippie P, me might disintegrate. Congratulations, you have a Thanos' wand. I see why you wanted that with the other thing. Oh, cool. I'll just ball lightning. I don't know, it's your problem. You deal with it. You did not, in fact, deal with it. Jump! Hey, look, it's the first incarnation of Gix. Can I enter the town? Trade white amulet for any creature. Okay. Ooh, another ball lightning would be good. Yeah, that's all our... So then I can take clay statue back out. Buy some food. I'm gonna save because we haven't done that lately. Wow, we are way up here. I kind of want to fight the Red Castle. No, 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 no. I just want to go into this. Oh, this is a dungeon. Well, it's a good thing we just saved. Which of these has a power of 1? Wall of fire. Orcish artillery. Oh, okay. Well, now there's a dude there. I'll just walk around him. I don't remember the last Blizzard game I played, to be honest. Oh, shoot. I didn't think I'd clicked that, to be honest. One red. Well, it's certainly not Shivan Dragon. Power Surge? Tunnel. Well, I apparently don't know any of these cards. Circle Protection Black. Okay. Spend your mana on that. I do not care. This Black Vice is going to go all the way. Northern Paladin. I can't deal with that. Ah, that's actually a big problem. Gonna just bolt their face directly. Okay. I just need to draw like a bolt. That is not like a bolt. However, a ball lightning is. Slate of Mind? Oh no, they're going to change it to cop red. Oh no. Oops, lol. Never happened. I just wanted to go into the town. Now there's some real magic. Black Lotus into Herloon Minotaur. Hmm. Uthden Troll. Stone Rain and a Strip Mine? Okay, I just need a, Why'd you leave yourself defenseless like that? What? I'm gonna take these because it's Strip Mine and Red Elemental Blast, but, I'm still confused. A Mana Link? Take a red spell south to the Keeper of Mardrake Tavern. Okay. So we're going to need a red spell to give to that dude. Which will probably just be Goblin Rock Sled. Or a mountain. I think they count a mountain as a red spell for this, which is so inaccurate and so mind-boggling. Do I know where Mardrake Tavern is? Yes, I do. Cool. Let's go. No, leave me alone. For Peanut Gallery, why is mountain not a spell? Because a mountain is a land. It is a permanent that is played and using a special game action that does not utilize the stack. It's a powerful turn 1. Do you know what else is a powerful turn 1? Ball lightning. I can play Mishra's Factory so I can animate it next turn if need be. Which is exactly what I'm going to do. El Speedro Gigante, and they took Mana Burn. Giant Strength is 2. Yeah, I can't animate Mishra's and give it that, so we're just gonna have to take the turn off. Worth it. Fungasaur. Thank you for doing my job for me. Just mana burning yourself all over the place. Gonna fissure the giant spider. Because it's more of a problem than the Fungasaur, I think. Alright, let's see what they have. They have nothing. Yeah, we'll take the dungeon clue. Oh, gee, I wonder where that is. I'm stuck. Okay, cool. Mardrake Tavern is due south. And there it is. Yeah! Fun fact about Magic history, the last set I played before stopping for a very long time was Original Mirrodin. Oof, Original Mirrodin, such a good set. Black cards don't care. Let's try... The Black Castle's right here. We may as well trade 5... You may trade your Ivory Tower for 5 extra life in the next duel. Sure. We're not using our Ivory Tower. That looks suspicious.
Who dares to challenge the mighty Black Wizard? Are you brave enough to enter my castle?
Oh, no. Yeah, all right. Throne of Bone is in effect. I got a Black Lotus. So I just now start the next match with a Black Lotus. Oh, never mind. Now I just started with the Ball of Lightning. Which is what I would have spent my Black Lotus on anyway. Every time you pick up these die, they erase the previous thing, unless it's lives. Has the spell Vampire Bats. Okay. This Vampire Bats could actually be a serious problem. So I play out the Mana Crypt. What does that get me? It really doesn't get me that much. Feels like Holy and Unholy Strength should cancel each other out. It feels like it, and yet here we are. Actually, that was a terrible idea, and you know what? I think I'm gonna... I think I'm just gonna... You're unceremoniously booted. Oh no. Oh darn. It's like I never left. An Agaganir. No, we're gonna leave quietly. Don't care about those. Sure. Jules, listen. What does SoulNet do? Come on, show me. Gain 1 life when something dies. Okay. Yeah, not blocking. It really doesn't know what it wants to do with that Mishra's Factory there. Like, it keeps trying to activate it. It's like, never mind. You never mind. Okay. Let's double block here. Oh, right, they can pump it. Oops, I accidentally reloaded my save. I just got something, but I don't know what. Alright, let's retry this Black Castle. Which, of course, does now just have a different layout. Plus 3 lives is nice. Sweet. Okay, 1 red and 2 colorless to cast. Orcish Artillery, Windseeker Centaur. It's not going to be that one. Orcish Catapult, Wall of Dust, Hurloon Minotaur. It's not Hurloon Minotaur because that's 1 red. I think Wall of Dust is white, so it's Orcish Artillery or Orcish Catapult. I want to guess Catapult. No, it is Wall of Dust. Nope. Whoops. Nightmare. Oh, nope. It's wrong soul. Or lost soul. I do not know some of these cards nearly as well as I should like. Oh, darn. Looks like the big bad is in this centerpiece. So we're gonna have to fight someone. So let's fight this fiend. Nagaganir. They won the coin toss. No, I should take the mulligan. It's very tempting with Black Lotus. That's actually not a bad hand. And her Jackal blocks Savannah Lions. So. Now, what color do I think they're more likely to need? With the forest. Don't see a reason to play the crypts. You have Black Lotus. Be greedy. No. No, we've already proven that I won't be. Down that road lies madness. Yeah, if they want to do that, I'm fine. Heads. Thank you. I was trying to click the ball lightning and it just wasn't sure what to do. Let's play that out. Play those out. Swing with the Hill Giant. And just have lethal on board, apparently. Oh yeah, that's 3 lucky flips in a row. Let's go. Wait, did I miss something? Oh, I did. This is the way to go. Okay. Which of these has the flying ability? Dragon? Hey, there's our... Oh, sweet. We just start with the Mox Ruby now.
Greater liches dispel carrion ants.
Start with it and play. Yes, the mono red deck would like to play first. Thank you very much. I can almost play an Earth Elemental on turn 1, which is pretty awesome. I think I'm just going to take care of the carrion ants because that could become a problem later on. Ball lightning. Heads. It's always heads. No! I'm gonna Wheel of Fortune here. Yeah, we have so much mana because we have 2 Mux Rubies, which is ridiculous. I think I'm gonna play Strip Mine to destroy one of their swamps, just set them back a turn. Immolation on the Hypnotic Spectre. I was expecting them to block with the Will of the Wisps. Oh, they don't have Regeneration up, that's why. No! That helps them gain life. I don't like that. This is how we do it. You may take any 3 black cards. What black cards do we even want? How did the idea of mana as magical energy become widespread in popular culture? The concept of mana comes from Polynesian culture. There isn't really a lot of Western pop culture that has borrowed from that. That's I did not know that that's where it came from, Brayherd. That's actually a great question. I bet it probably from like the zines of the 20th century, like pop pulp writers. It probably just became shorthand, and it was probably just something someone came across in like a National Geographic or something, or even just traveling. It was just like, oh, that's a cool word, you know. That's a great question, though. Oh, I want to take Uncle Istvan because it says summon Uncle Istvan. Gate to Phyrexia is fun. Might just take another Animate Dead. as one of them. Dark Ritual. Contract from below is powerful. Or just a land. Yeah, I think I'll just grab a Badlands. Look at it. It looks like a dead bug. You know what? Centaur War Chief. No, go away. Oh, we should save since we just defeated a castle. Where should we head to next? I guess down towards the red castle, do the mono-red mirror match. Because that would take out 2 of the wizards, which would be nice. Oh, this is a tomb. What is in here? Oh, I think this is the one with the Mox jet. Well, apparently I left. Green amulet for white cards. I want to find red cards. Yeah, I think we want to get all the artifacts in the end. What quest do you have? Yeah, green amulets, don't really care. Druid, I will answer your riddle. 2 red and 1 colorless. Well, it's certainly not lightning bolt. It's not Alibaba. Chaos Lace or Ironclaw Orcs? Probably Ironclaw Orcs. Oh, it's cave people. No, I just lost my my fire breathing. I still lose my ante when I do that? That's ridiculous. That's so not okay. Put red elemental blast in. I have a feeling this is a... Okay. So that's a dungeon. That big tower thing. You have a conga line. I know. It's awful. Oh, I should have used immolation on that. Oh well. Sloppy play. Well, we may not be drawing anything, but neither are they. I wouldn't mind another taiga, honestly. You won this amulet. Who dares to challenge the mighty green wizard? Not really. Not yet. Okay, so the green castle and the red castle just spawned right. I think the castle locations are random. Because it seems very unlikely that they would have designed it that they're right next to each other. Double castle all across the sky. No, leave me alone. I don't want a black amulet. You know what? I'm just going to pay you 80 gold. So I want to go fight the red wizard. Okay, this is... I'm definitely going to save Scum if we lose this, because I am not losing the lucky Black Lotus that I just found on the ground. Although it doesn't look like we're going to need to. Oh, they're having to discard. Oh, that's rough. Which tells me I probably don't want to Wheel of Fortune, because that might actually help them draw into the lands they're looking for. Fire breathing. Ooh, actually, yeah. We lost our one fire breathing, so I wouldn't mind getting that back. You got extra food! Green Wizard sends Enchantress to attack Shamel's Shrine. Okay. Which of these has a toughness of 1? Tempest of Freet? Cyclopean Mummy. Okay. Oh, Shamel's Shrine's not that far. That's good, actually. Oh. Yeah, no. Actually, I did want to... Iron Star. This could be a problem because they could gain a lot of life off of our red spells. But if we just go fast enough, like starting with a Black Lotus, which is different from the Black Lotus in our deck. Ah, we found them. Unfortunately, the only way to get to them, we do have to lose the Black Lotus, which is, I find unfortunate, but... Okay, we got the Black Lotus back. I'll take it. Brothers of Fire? They have 30 life? It's a problem. Mox. Mountain. That's a lot of life. Yeah, it is. I'm doing the thing. I'm doing the most, like, kitchen table magic thing, using your Black Lotus unsleeved to summon a hill giant. The noise Jumpazar makes is so great. Take that out. What color is this making? Oh, it's making white. I can't imagine the red wizardess really using a ton of white. So I'm gonna use the strip mine right now to make mana, rather than cut them. That is fine. Okay. We win! You may take any different red cards, I think it says. Okay, so there's a monkey we're looking for. Love the art of Goblin Artisans. Ragavan! Oh, I wish Ragavan was in this. It's Goblin Polka Band. Curdape, here we go, Curdape. As long as you control a forest, it gets +1/+3. Sounds like plot to a bad movie. I'm looking for a monkey. Okay, we can only take one of those, unfortunately. So we'll also take a Ball Lightning. Fireball's not bad, actually. Let's take a Fireball. And quickly into town. We need to fix our deck. Okay, so let's third Ball Lightning. Maybe it's, what was it, Onimusha? Was that the game? I'm looking for some sailors. I'm looking for some monkeys. Yes, you can do the TikTok memes now. Is Fireball a TikTok meme? I am so out of touch with what a TikTok is. Twiddle. Honestly, I think I'm going to take out Mon's Goblin Raiders. Because now we have Curdape. Shenmue's protagonist is always looking for some sailors. There's a Fireball Vine. Oh, okay. I never really got into Vine. You know what? I like these. 41. Perfect. Using the Pitbull Fireball song and a bunch of wizards dancing and casting. Okay, I don't know about that, but I'm here for it. Mana Link. Crag Shrine. I accept the quest. Where is Crag Shrine? There it is. The other direction of Sarmal's Shrine, which is unfortunate, but, you know. We've got our priorities. I said we've got our priorities. Leave me alone. Fine, I'll answer your riddle. Which of these has a power of 1? Fairy dragon. I happened upon apparently a clue to a dungeon. This game is a little imperfect. Brothers, please receive his letter. Never gave a divine, but to connect with my friends in their 30s, I had to concede to TikTok. TikTok, I do see TikToks. They come to me from YouTube Shorts, and what is? That's the White Castle. Okay. Hey, anyone want some sliders? You want some White Castle sliders? We're right here. Mana Link. And back north, that's the direction we want to go anyway. Their onions are raw. Gross. I love raw onion. I've never had White Castle either. Yeah, I'll answer your riddle. Which of these is a power of 6? I'm going to guess Crawworm. Okay, where am I headed? Aloran Spire. There's Aloran Bazaar. Where's Aloran Spire? Well, he said north, so go away. 3 blue and 4 colorless? Islandfish Gisconius. It's Krieg Village. That's an Axis Mill. Cursed Rack is fun. News flash! I didn't get to see what happened. But look, the red and the black wizard are no longer there. We just have someone cosplaying the Pope. A druid who's ready to go to a rave, and a fish. I think that meant I just lost my mana link from the village up north, which is unfortunate, but, you know. Cornwall's Aloran Spire, is that where I'm supposed to head? Yeah. Oh no! We went right past it. It's okay. Man, we'd be at 16 mana links if we didn't lose those other ones for no particular reason. Pope, who is also Sikh. No, go away, Fungus Master. Fine, we'll duel Lord of Fate. Start. Yeah, look at this. This is why the monkey's big. It's a 2-3 as long as you control a taiga. 2-3 for 1. Let's go. Ocean Soldier? But that has Vigilance. Even though it wasn't called Vigilance at this point. That's a problem. I kind of... When did Vigilance become keyworded? It became keyworded... the set after Kamigawa. Because Kamigawa had the enchantment Vigilance, which is where they ultimately took the name from. I think what I'm going to do here is I'm going to swing in, and whatever they block, I'm going to have to double bolt this Ocean Soldier, and I hate that I have to do that. I just had to 3 for 2 myself on all of that, and it still didn't pay out great. Oh yeah, check out this menu to cast Fireball. (2005) was Betrayers of Kamigawa, Saviors of Kamigawa, core set 2005, Ravnica, City of Guilds. So yeah, it was whatever was. Maybe it was core 2005, but it was. Maybe it was even after Ravnica. But I know the card Vigilance first appeared in Betrayers and or in Champions of Kamigawa, and that's when they first ever were like, yeah, we're just gonna turn this into. After that, they were like, you know what? Does those say vultures? It's okay. Next turn, I can just fireball them. And win. Ooh, Swords to Plowshares. That's really good. Take a card of your choice. Ooh, don't mind if I do. Curd Ape. I don't know much about Magic, but it looks like the back of the cards has not changed. Actually, that's a thing. The back has not changed in any way, shape, or form, because with Arabian Nights, which is one of the earliest expansion sets, they wanted to do a different back, which would have been which would have been like purple instead of brown. But they realized, oh, people could use that in a tournament to know more likely which card they're going to draw. So like if it has a purple back, they could just use that for their lands, and they could use that to their advantage. And so they realized, in order to make it always consistent, the back would never be allowed to change, which is unfortunate because they actually wanted to. Oh, maybe it was okay. It was Champions of Kamigawa that just had it as keyword, but they had the enchantment Vigilance, I think, to help solidify it. Well, except for double-sided cards. Yeah, but you know what? Those were a mistake, but they keep happening. Where did we get this? monkey. You have so much to learn. Oh, there's always more to learn with Magic. I greatly enjoy Magic. It's why I'm a actual judge. I play it when I can. But I will also admit that it can be a lot. And you know what? It's ultimately a game. It's there to have fun. So, what do we want to cut here for second monkey? Do we want to cut something for second monkey? Maybe not. I guess I have. I don't think I'm really going the Mishra's Factory route anymore, actually. I think that's just too slow. Started playing online, then decided I was much more interested in the lore. That's fair, and there is some really fun lore. I have enjoyed a lot of the early novels, actually. My favorite set is the first 5 books of sort of Urza's story, known as the Artifact Cycle. So that's Brothers War. If nothing else, Brothers War and the Thran are my top 2 of the books. They're a lot of fun. All right. We're going to call it there for the day. Yeah, that's your list of things to find. It's both of them are on Kindle for like $5. So, and there's actually a really good video to watch is the entire lore of Magic by Spice 8 Rack. He also does a very in-depth video on Yawgmoth, the father of the machines. But both are good and they're very funny. So yeah, so there's some stuff for you. But yeah, thank you so much to everyone for tuning in to the Let's Play. I've been your host, Father Evan. It's been good to be back with y'all. Join us again on Thursday. We're going to keep doing Chants of Sonar. So we're looking to complete the scientists area. We started it. Next Monday we'll be back with more KOTOR, Knights of the Old Republic. Tuesday, more of this. I want to keep playing this. I want to beat this game. I'm enjoying it a lot, and we already have 2 of the castles beat. So I think probably 2 more streams and we should be good. But I'm having fun with it. And then obviously more Chants of Sonar as we continue that. And exciting news. I will be adding a 4th stream on Wednesdays starting in July for midweek Minecraft. So every Wednesday is now going to be dedicated to Minecraft. It's going to be the standard 2 to 4 Eastern time. Part of that means that, you will never see Minecraft on a Retro Tuesday again, but it has a day of its own. So, it's a pretty good trade-off. So I think that's everything. So thank you everyone for liking, following, subscribing, sharing, all that good jazz. And I hope everyone has a great rest of their day. And why don't we see who's live to raid? Why don't we go ahead right over to Yuha? He's playing something called The Medium. I don't know what that is, but Yuha's a good person. So we'll send him some love. Looks like he's just getting started. So, all right. Well, y'all take care and God bless.